Hello there, we are going to show you how to do the scarf carry today in a sort of modified version that I like to do, and I'm going to show you how to do both a long wrap version and a short wrap version, just to kind of give you a couple different options. It's a nice back carry, but the original version, which I'll show you real fast, has two cross passes, and my baby tends to be a little bit of a leaner, so I don't like to do the two cross pass version. I tend to make the second pass a rebozo pass. So the first thing that you're going to do is find the middle marker of your wrap. I'm going to do the shorter wrap version first. So this is a size 4, which is about a base -1 or base -2 for me. And you can usually get away with even shorter depending, like I can do it in a 3. So you're going to find your middle marker and then just kind of gather that all up. And it's going to go onto your neck like a scarf. Just kind of like this. And then I like to pull both of these tails around and tuck them just to kind of keep them in place. So then you're going to get your baby. And I'm going to Superman toss her up on my back. Get my hair out of the way. Alright, so the tricky part of this carry is making sure that you're keeping one hand on baby because there's obviously no wrap being passed over her at this point. So I'm going to start with this rail underneath my arm, and I'm going to make a cross pass. So we're just going to flip this over, and once you have it tightened down, you're going to drop it underneath her leg. I'm going to make sure that this pass on the back comes up as high as possible, and then tighten everything up. Drop it under your arm and drop it under this leg. And then in a typical scarf carry, you're actually going to do the same thing with the second pass. So it is going to go under and then over and around. And then you would just tighten high up on the back, and you would do the same thing where you drop under your arm and you would pass the second rail underneath this bottom leg. But because of the two cross passes, like I said, my kid tends to kind of break out of the top of it because she's a leaner. So I like to do a second rebozo pass. So instead of dropping it under the leg, I just go over and tighten everything up. So you're being kind of strangled at this point, but the baby has a nice, good seat. And then from there, with your normal scarf carry, you're going to just pull and take your passes and drop them under and through. Tight. And then do the second, under and through. So it's very nice to tighten because you can just give it a pull and it tightens and keeps baby up nice and high. There we go. Okay. So that is the normal version of the scarf carry with a rebozo pass instead of a second cross pass. So I'll show you a version that you can do with a longer wrap as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get her back down real quick. So we're just going to kind of unpeel all of our layers here. And I'm going to hip scooter down and around. Okay. So for the second longer version, I'm going to use the size 6 just to show you what you can do with different variations. Hopefully she's a little quieter this time. So you're going to start off the same. You're going to find your middle marker. And here we go. Okay, so find your middle marker. You're going to go ahead and gather it back up just like you did the first version. Put it up over around your neck. So it's kind of just like a backward scarf. I'm going to go ahead and tuck my tails between my legs again. So just kind of cross and go around. And I'm going to put baby back up. Ooh. Onto my back. Then I'm going to work with this first rail and make it a cross pass. I know. I know. Oh, hey. Hey, sweet girl. Oh. Wait, baby. You have a teething baby too, so that's helpful. Alright, so from there, I'm not gonna hold it long. I'm gonna pull everything up to tighten. I'm gonna move my first pass. Oh, sweet baby. So I'm gonna drop it under her leg to make the cross pass. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead with the second pass and do the same, but make it a rebozo pass. So under and over, pull it over and around her back. Snug everything up. And then once everything's snugged up, you're going to be kind of strangled for a second. So this time, I'm going to kind of spread out across my chest before I do the tucking. Oh, get my hair out of the way again. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to kind of go ahead and start spreading this over my chest before I do the tuck through. It makes it a little bit easier to go ahead and do it in just a second. And then pull and do the same with the other side. Alright, and pull through. Oh. Alright, so now that I have quieter baby, which is nice, both of the straps pulled through, I'm going to go ahead and tighten up, and I kind of lost where I spread, so we're going to redo that in just a second. And just go through and spread out your passes. You can also do, if it's easier, because we're going to tie around in the back, hold on, a spread pass and go under and through instead of over, which can make it a little bit easier to spread. So, spread, and then pull to tighten. Spread, and then pull strand by strand to tighten. So, that's kind of the look that you have now at the moment. And then what I like to do, because it's a long-tailed wrap, is do a twist a couple times down, do a sternum twist, and they can come down and do a tie off in the back under her bum. So in the end, you have a fairly pretty, well, I'm gonna go in the light a little bit more, so finish up carry that you can do with either the short version or the long version of your wrap, just depending on. I'm gonna apparently go take and give baby her nap now, so, all right, bye.